Boston, as we said, this is their third game in 6 days, all on the road. They were in Vancouver and then Seattle. Went home on Thursday before coming up here to Montreal. As we said on the other side, the Victoire have not played in 12 days. That could really go either way on both sides, but perhaps will certainly be a factor. Megan Keller gives it back for Maloney, who will play it in deep for Boston. Here is Ella Huber. Scored the only goal of Boston's win against New York a couple of games ago. So it's technically a 4-game trip here to start out of the Olympics. Here's Wynn from the outside, no problem for Tabin. So again, Boston really juggling things here. That shot from the outside missed, then Gable tried to come in on the backside, but it ends up behind the net of Tabin. So here it's Tapani, Mueller, and Lauren Gable. And Mueller goes out to the wing. Chris Barr talking about her versatility as they try to just ignite a little more, generate a little more out of the offense. What Boston has been getting, they're fourth in the PWHL at 2.33 goals per game.
Yeah, and you mentioned how...
There's a hit right in the boards. That was Derek Gregg who threw the hit on Rylan McKinnon.
And the coach said that the season is so short, so we have to try to find some sparks between line mates, and this is why he's juggling a little bit with the lines.
Boston starts out as they change. Tapani could not get around D'Arcangelo, and it's back in but whistled down. The pressure put on by D'Arcangelo, but it's been mostly on Boston sticks so far in the first minute plus. DiGirolamo over there, and it's played in for Frankel. Off the wall, and he managed to get it out. Icing waved off. Kova had it momentarily, but pushed right back in by Liz Sheppers for Boston. Fleet have pretty much been in first place all year long. They were jumped because Montreal played more games out of the break. There's a save by Frankel. Now that Boston had caught up with a couple of games, they're back into first, but just a 2-point lead over a fast-charging Montreal team. Knocked down before it got through to the net.
And it's a good thing to have two centers on the ice because when the center is being sent out of the faceoff, then you know you have another good center and is being able to win the faceoff just like Alex Labelle did on that last draw.
Really, both teams are having similar conversations, right? We talked about it with Alina Mueller and Boston's top line today. That's deflected out of play.
There are really two teams that are very similar. And when we talked to Chris at the beginning of the game, and you know, he said that he was very impressed with the level of hockey, and I'm really happy that he's on board. He's done a great job at helping the Fleet being at the top.
Chris Barr trying for a reverse jinx or something. He's wearing a Montreal Victoire color tie on the bench, not his normal green. Chance for the outside stick save. Tabin was still loose momentarily before Marie-Philippe Poulin comes away with it for Montreal. And got it ahead for Stacy momentarily, but it's Peshova took that initial shot. It was back on it first for Boston. Poulin now from the outside looking for a tip. Then on the backside, Boulier coming down. But Boston was able to read it well, and they do get it out to center. Stacy and Maloney over there. Back in by Hartnett. Here is Mueller waiting for help. Has Tapani. Her shot hit the post. Hartnett plays it back down. Here is Mueller once more. Mueller's been good coming out of the break here. 2 assists on Wednesday against Seattle. It's 2 multi-point games in Boston's first 3 games back. Here's Abby Rock. Comes out with it. It's immediately pushed back. Scamora tries to continue to play it on. 4+ into this first period, still no score. Boston and Montreal for the second time this year. Here is Tabin from deep. Frankel may have just gotten a piece of it in the glove. Then they try to set her up. It's still loose on the backside, and it just missed wide. Gregg now tries to center. Had a quick try, missed wide. That was Maureen Murphy who had that last opportunity. Best shift of the game here for Montreal so far.
Yeah, I wonder if they had a little bit of rust of not playing for 12 days. But really good shift here by Montreal, generating some good offense. And Frankel, again, has been solid at the back of the net.
Quinto comes on. Here is Jade Downey-Landry. Tries to center, little tip and a save by Frankel. Kova with a good opportunity off a strong setup from Downey-Landry.
And what I like is both teams have been really using short shifts and trying to get the lines rolling. And again, we see from one side Tabin, who actually hit the post, and technically if you hit the post, you almost beat the goalie. And again, on the other side, again, the hit the post. So it seems like, you know, they're really both similar. And again, a great pass from Jade Downey-Landry, great tip from Kova.
Downey-Landry once again off a face-off win for Montreal. D'Arcangelo now comes off the wall. Oh boy, Downey-Landry trying to cut in front. Frankel had to fight it off and then stays true to her post and keeps it out on the other side. Here is Abby Newhook, who flips it into the corner. Kennedy Rattray, and now it's Haley Wynn who pinches down. Rattray hacks at it back to the opposite side. As Boston changes the forward group. Here's Brandt, trying to push it towards the net, still hacking at it. It's Saulnier who just comes off. Girolamo got a hit in. And a Brandt now in the corner. Flips back for Wynn. Wynn makes a nice move. Wynn with a lot of space to come in and shoot. It got knocked down. Then she was reaching for the follow-up. She's just playing by herself right now. Back on it. Wynn comes through. Saved by Tabin. Still loose in front of her, though. Squirts free. Here's an opportunity for Olivia Zafudo. Plays it down for Brandt, who's been out there a long time for Boston. They answer that good Montreal shift on one end with an equally good one here. Zafudo gives it back for Wynn. Straight on, makes a move around Downey-Landry. It's the Wynn show right now. Wynn gets it all the way back for Zafudo. Her shot is blocked by Downey-Landry. Still comes loose though. Huber with the backhand. Comes free and a chance. It's stopped by Tabin. Boston got 3 or 4 cracks at it there, but Tabin equal to them all. Montreal gets a face-off, and Abby Rock forcing it out. And Keller right back there. And Mueller goes wide for Tapany. Knocks it back. Mueller couldn't hold it in. Here's a 2-on-1 and a dangerous one at that. Stacy stopped by Frankel.
Great job by Frankel coming out so far to reduce the angle and making sure that she's stopping that.
And a nice save with the right pad. That was Stacy and Marie-Philippe Poulin against Haley Wynn on a 2-on-1 coming downhill.
And we'll see that replay by Laura Stacy, and she takes a load on the other side, and that's a good decision of taking that shot. Maybe trying to get a rebound, but Erin Frankel was good at challenging that puck and reducing that angle.
That's what you're taught to do, right? As a defender, you take the pass and let your goaltender. That's what most goalies, I think, ask for.
Yes, because it doesn't create confusion. I'm going to take the shot and let me play that puck.
Montreal's been good on the face-off so far. Tabin. Back in. Huber trying to fight through Willoughby. Here's Dubois back in the card today for Montreal.
And that's her first shift of the game. Corey Chevry said, you know, she can bring some physicality. She was healthy scratch for 2 games. Probably really happy of being back in the lineup for her.
Trying to center up. Willoughby plays it back. And it's on a Boston stick now. Here is Huber. Moving through. Boston's 2nd round pick in the most recent PWHL draft. It was such a topic of conversation for Boston. All of their rookies have really been contributing this year. Here's another one. Bregman tries to get it towards the goal and got deflected up high. Ends up in the corner for Willoughby to give it back for Tabin.
And they did lose, Hillary Knight and Hannah Bilka, but they were able to compete, with these new rookies. Abby Newhook has been scoring 5 goals already. A lot of contribution, as you said, by the rookies.
That is whistled down for icing. Chance from the outside. Gable just got a piece of it. Deflects to the near side where Wynn tracks on it. Puts it down for Alina Mueller. Mueller comes in. Her shot ends up wide. Megan Keller tried to come down to the backside, but Montreal flips it out.
I'm really impressed on how the defense, the Boston D are putting so much pressure in the O-zone, and it allows them to keep the puck in the game, in the zone technically, but also generating a lot of offense from their D. We see a lot of low to highs.
A little turnover here, but the shot missed wide from Scamora.
And those low to highs allows the zone to get open and create some space for Boston.
Boston's Ds tend to pinch as much as any in this league. Bard talks about how that has to mean you backfill because of it. And it's been successful.
You need a
for first place season.
You need a high F3 also to be able to do that.
Here comes Hannah Brandt. Nice little poke there by Jessica DiGirolamo. Landry now flips it to center. Halfway through this opening period, Boston and Montreal, first and second in the PWHL standings. Scoreless game.
A bit of physicality. Both sides, they finished their check on the boards. It'll be interesting to see what this game unfolds.
Landry leaves it behind, and here is Mlinkova. And the best opportunity of the game for Montreal. Just elects to take one from deep, and no problem for Erin Frankel. Face-off win for Boston, and Megan Keller starts it out. Huber trying to get around, but was pinned in by Boulier. Here comes Stacy. Got a little bit ahead of Wynn, but it's still on a Boston stick. And it comes for Shopsol. Tried to get it back for Wynn, but it was broken up by Haley Scamora. Part of that American gold medal team. Here's a chance for Murphy. Looked like it hit a skate on the way through and deflects down to the near side.
And Murphy has been very solid since the break. Corey Chevry said she's one of the most consistent players for her team.
Well, a couple of Boston defenders ran into each other, and that leads to a chance, but a kick saved by Frankel.
And this is a great shot pass. That's how you're going to beat great goalies, by shooting the puck on the goal, on the ice, and creating that rebound. Unfortunately, Derek Greg was not able to connect, but I'm pretty sure that was some video scouting that they did.
Frankel stopping her college teammate. Here's Hartmetz. Keep it going for Boston, but it's Tabin who comes back. 8 minutes remaining in this first period. Shots are 7-4 now in favor of Montreal. Craig flips it forward for D'Arcangelo. D'Arcangelo just trying to push the puck towards the net. Finally, Gable is able to stabilize for the moment for Boston. Chappney now. Plays it in. Quinto got there first. Bregman plays it across. Zafuto from deep. Clean block by Mlinkova.
Yeah, that good puck movement. One touch pass by Boston. Well done.
Montreal will change. There is Zafuto, playing in her 4th consecutive game today for Boston. Bailey win now from deep, blocker down by Tabin.
See that Montreal stretching the zone.
Here comes Rock, has a chance, saved by Frankel. He's trying to lead Stacy, maybe got a little bit elevated on the pass. Rock once again, another DC setup, but Jill Saulnier gets in the way and blocks the chance from Boulier.
Similar situation, block shots from forwards on both sides. Defense involved in the play. Goalie's making nice saves.
Whistle here at center with 6:19 remaining in the first period. So a center ice face-off as we restart. Bell trying to get it with Hubert, comes away onto a Boston stick. Stossel will leave it in deep with Shea Maloney. He squirts free, Willoughby's hit, and a penalty's coming up. So it looks like they're going to get an interference call against Ryland McKinnon. Face-off win for Montreal. They're going against the top penalty killing unit in the league. These two teams are 1 and 2 on the kill. Boston 93% on the penalty kill. They're 8 for 8 the last 3 games. Here's Abby Rock, who comes up for Gosling and Poulin. Gosling will quarterback for Stacy. Nice touch to the middle. Was trying to get it to Rock. He's a little bit on her offside. Maloney is there. Somebody lost a stick. It's Poulin who will go get it behind the net. Gosling walking towards center. Comes back for Rock. And it's Gosling once more. Shoot from deep. They score!
Great shot by Nicole Gosling here. You might remember that she lost her shot and she lost her stick, goes behind the net and comes back into the bumper place. Abby Rock makes that pass. Gosling looks at the net. She sees that there's traffic and very hard for a goalie to stop that puck. Not alone that it's being, she's reviewed being blocked, but when it gets deflected, it's even harder. And Nicole Gosling has been outstanding since the break.
7th assist of the year for Gosling. All 8 of her points have come since the beginning of January. And Poulin scores her 3rd on the power play, her 9th overall this year. Another follow-up chance coming from Maggie Flaherty, and it just missed wide. Here is Tabin, gives it down for Murphy. That got deflected. Tabin now with some pressure put on by Gable. Tabin comes in, lot of space, shoots, tried to go blocker's side, and a missed high. Crowd with a jolt now, but here is Gable coming back in. Gable has a chance, and a save might have been actually the sliding play by Maggie Flaherty defensively. Flaherty, who leads the PWHL with 44 blocks coming into play today.
She is very good.
Here's Keller. Goes wide for Brandt. Actually passed up the shot to get a chance from deep from Saulnier, and a save by Tabin.
And we can see from one side when Tabin had that puck, she had three screens in front of the net. Unfortunately, tried to go short side. And on the other side, when we look at that replay, well, and Renee had no traffic. While we're going to see the replay, we see that it gets deflected by Poulin, and great job by Mlinkova of being net front and screening the goalie.
So it's Poulin from Gosling and Rock at 14:50 of the first period. Give Montreal a 1-0 lead on the power play. Big hit on that far side, and a penalty's coming up on Boston for that hit. Tabin goes to the bench. Touched up.
A little bit in pain. We're going to get a call here for Boston. Anna Brandt will go to the penalty box. And we're going to see the replay here.
Boston, number 20, 2 minutes, illegal hit.
It's an illegal hit, but sometimes it happens so fast, Eric, that it's tough to stop when Kova was kind of facing towards her and then kind of a little turn. She was kind of caught. But hopefully for Boston, they're able to get a kill on that one.
So it's a Montreal power play once again, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, paper towel. Power through tough messes. A save made by Frankel. So back-to-back power plays here from Montreal. This is a Boston team. One of the reasons they have the best penalty kill is they're not on it very often. Boston takes the second fewest penalties in the PWHL. Another save made by Frankel. They're only averaging 4.3 penalty minutes per game. So a couple of chances off the face-off. Montreal 3 for 3 on the face-off on this power play. Comes right to the middle. Here's Stacy. Whoa, boy, was looking for a tip from Rock. Nearly worked out well.
Good job on the D side of keeping Abby Rock away from that.
Rock and Kova tried to get it out. Does come free finally for Gosling. And here is Laura Stacy spinning around Maloney. Rock now with some space on the dot. Back for Gosling, who walks in, plays it over a one-timer. They score! Katie Tabin gets it through Frankel. 2-0 Montreal.
Good puck movement here from side to side. And again, that puck moved quickly.
And Frankel actually does get a piece of this, but just can't quite secure all of it.
Yeah, and she would like to see that puck back, but unfortunately for her, it's already 2-0 for Montreal. And I don't know if we're going to see it, but Marie-Philippe Poulin left the ice. I don't know if we saw it on the TV on the screen, but she seems to be in pain, and it seems to be her knee again.
She is in the tunnel right now, so we'll try to get you an update on that downstairs with Eilish. For now, it's another power play goal for Montreal. So they are 2 for 2 on the power play. They're out shooting Boston 13-6 here in the first period. Tabin is credited with the goal for Montreal. It's her second of the year and her third career PWHL power play goal. Here is Greg now as Montreal tries to continue to put the pressure on.
And sometimes not being able to play for 12 days because you're off, well, there's so much excitement for the team, and I think Montreal came out flying. On the other side, Boston has been on the road, a tough schedule for them.
Well, I mean, you were talking about it, right? It felt pretty even. It felt like Boston had some good zone time, but it's the special teams. It's why they're called what they are.
Yeah, they can make a big difference because at 5-on-5, it's very even.
Oh, there's a nice little chip. But it comes through offside with 1:51 remaining in the first period. That was Catherine Dubois trying to create something.
And it's 2-0, but Eric, there's a lot of time left for Boston to be able to come back, and it's going to be a challenge because we mentioned how Anne Renee's good in nets. You know, it's always a challenge to score a lot of goals, especially for Boston and any other team. But let's see if they're going to find a way to score more goals.
So 2 power play goals separated by 2 minutes and 10 seconds of game time. Poulin from Gosling and Rock, and then Tabin from Gosling and Rock to make it 2-0. Montreal a lead with 92 seconds remaining in this first period. One of the crazy numbers, we talked about how Boston has played all of these one-goal games over and over and over again, right? They had gone, before this moment right here, over 500 minutes without a differential of more than 1 goal either way at any point in a game. I mean, it's just been incredible how close the games have been that Boston has been involved in. And Chris Sparr's point to us when we asked him about that was, I think what that tells me is that we're getting points out of games that really could go either way. It had been 8 straight games that Boston had gotten at least a point in the standings before the loss to Seattle on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think he said that there's only 3 games that they didn't collect any points, but
all season, yeah.
All season. So, you know, it's not over again. It's a very important game today.
It's out of play into the Montreal bench. plays it with a backhand. Good pressure by Caitlin Willoughby. Here's Stacy. Thought about wrapping around. Was hooked from behind. Good effort by Gable.
And playing out of the lineup, we put Willoughby on that first line, trying to get a spark here. Corey Chevron will have to figure out her lines. Playing with 13 forward will allow her to go down to 12 and get that rotation, but what combination is she going to use?
Frankel steers it around, but rocks the first to it. And that will do it for period number 1. So it's a period that felt even until all of a sudden Montreal's power play came to life. Second period underway. 2-0 lead for Montreal. Again, on the 2 power play goals. That comes all the way through for Flaherty. Tries to get a tip up high with Rock. Still managed to poke it towards the net. And it ends up just going wide of Erin Frankel. Here's Flaherty walking in. Her chance got knocked out of the slot. Stacy turns and just missed wide.
It seems that we've put Catherine Dubois with that first line. A big body who could screen Erin Frankel. Let's see if she stays on that first line.
The one benefit of dressing the extra forward today, it's not an extra defender, so Montreal will still have a clean number here. Here is Tabin, who takes it back in. So now all of a sudden on the Boston side of things, we talked a little bit about how they really are trying to generate a little bit more offensively. They've won so many of these games, not just close, but close and low-scoring games. Now all of a sudden having to do it out of a 2-goal hole.
Yes, and it's not against anybody. It's against, you know, we mentioned the 2 greatest goalies probably in the world that are facing each other here.
Here is Ella Hubert, second-round pick of Boston, coming in, trying to get it across, and a really good job. That was Greg who got there first. DiGirolamo was in there as well. They were kind of diving together to break up what could have been an open pass on the opposite side, and then it turns into icing. Newhook gives it back for McKinnon. That's knocked down. Abby Newhook trying again, plays it in with the backhand. McKinnon once more, her chance, looking for a tip in front from Rattray. Tried to wrap around while losing her footing. And Montreal skates out. They will dump in and change. 2 minutes into the second period, a 2-0 lead for the home team. They've been one of the 2 goal scorers. Kova absorbs a hit from Megan Keller.
You can see she's not happy retaliating, and you know, Minkova is not is small, and Keller is maybe twice her size, but she...
There's a little chance to the net on the backhand, and a save by Frankel from Downey Landry. Downey Landry's had a couple of good creative plays in the offensive zone today.
Yeah, she's very skilled and smart player. The things that she can do, toe drag and all those things, it works.
Sonia trying to get positioning, but Flaherty was in a good spot.
And that physicality, Eric, is I don't know if it's a little bit of frustration or if it's just a message from both coaches, but it seems that both teams are really connecting and finishing their checks.
You would expect, with the first place on the line, with the top 2 teams in the PWHL, it would have some kind of tenor air of a playoff type game. Especially because these teams, well, they haven't seen each other in a while. They will see each other quite a bit here down the stretch. Again, 3 of the last 12 for each of these teams will be head-to-head.
And I remember in the first year where they went in triple overtime, Boston and Montreal.
Been so many close games between these 2 teams through the years. Bregman uses the wall, and Mueller gets hit in a penalty. So that's going to be the first penalty against Montreal. It was right in front of the Boston bench.
And she has her back turned, and, you know, that should not have been a hit.
Montreal, number 61, minor penalty for boarding.
It is their first power play attempt of the game, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Here comes Newhook. That is blocked and immediately cleared. Good work by Boulier. Well, we mentioned it's the top 2 penalty kills in the league, right? Boston was 1 coming in. Montreal was number 2. They're 1 right now, up to the minute, right? After Boston allowed 2. 92.6% of the season for Montreal. They're 11-12 out of the Olympic break.
And that was a good clear from Montreal, and right away they got their penalty killers on the ice. Good pressure by Montreal. Laura Stacy and Abby Rock.
Well, Chris Spar has juggled his lines quite a bit. He has left his power play, this first unit, pretty much intact all year long. Here's Megan Keller. Comes down for Tabin. Abby Newhook plays it along for Mueller and works it back for Wynn. Wynn and Keller, they'll switch spots. Mueller from the dot, walking in. Mueller's chance saved by Tabin, and it's cleared by Stacy.
That was a great chance by Boston of putting that puck on net. Mueller wanted to bring that puck up top, but he saw it was there was some traffic, so decides to put the puck to the net and create a good chance.
Greg puts some pressure on shorthanded. Second group out now for Schopsel. Gives it back for Wynn, who's still out there for the moment with the second group. Switches spots with Hartmetz. Hartmetz comes down, looking for a tip somewhere. It's kept in by Wynn with 27 seconds to go in the penalty. Now Schopsel's chance just missed wide.
Great job by Haley Wynn of keeping that puck inside the zone, creating again another chance for Boston.
And Montreal clears. There's 15 seconds remaining on the penalty. There's Shepherds back for Rattray. Is there one final look here for Boston? Hartmetz plays it over. Zafuto comes in and shoots. It's knocked down. A rebound in front for Rattray. Tries to spin one, but the pass was behind Gable. So Boston officially gets 1 shot on goal on that power play and trails 2-0 here early in the second period.
And too bad for Gable. She didn't see the puck coming through, but wide open in the slot. That would have been a nice way to complete.
Downey Landry from the wall. It's Mlinkova. And now Flaherty got knocked back. Saulnier and Flaherty. Saulnier trying to get position, at least hacked at it. But it's Tabin who's still on it.
That was a good kill by Montreal. But on the other hand, Boston had some good looks.
Hannah Brandt now floats it all the way across. Good setup, and Shepherds cutting across, nearly got a stick on it.
Again, that's a great shot. A low pad, trying to create some rebound. Needs some traffic in front to create those second chance for Boston.
Fluga and Shepherds. It's finally dug out. Here comes Wynn, moving her feet, shoots in, saved by Tabin, and the rebound is knocked wide. Kluga got a stick on it, but it's Tabin who makes the play and forced the shot wide. Boston with a little bit of a jump to their game though now, down by 2 here in the second period. Keller knocks it down. As Downey Landry goes off, Boston can reset. Keller starts it forward. They're onside. Huber gives it back and a chance for Mueller. Stopped by Tabin. It's loose on the side. Comes free to Mueller, but she couldn't get a stick on it, and Montreal takes it out.
Eric, you understand why I said she's called the wall? What amazing save by Anne Renee of keeping that game. Not going to say it because I don't want to jinx anything, but.
Here comes Dubois on a backhand, centers up Stacy, and it just was elevated a little high for her to get a stick on it. Game starting to open up a little bit though here in the second period. I mean, it does show though, as we talk about a lot, those sequences for Boston, it's all created by their defenders.
Yes, and they generate too a lot of it from the power play. They were able to build momentum. They didn't score, but they were able to build momentum off of it.
Again, if you're just joining us, the good news, Montreal with a 2-0 lead, but Marie-Philippe Poulin left the game in the first period and went down the tunnel Corey Chevry telling us no update yet. Still TBD whether she will return. Something we'll keep an eye on for you throughout the course of the rest of this day from Laval.
And that's a big loss for Montreal. Not only that she's able to score goals, but that's the leader.
Absolutely.
In the dressing room, on the bench.
Here is Scamora against Pechova. Good play by Pechova to force it to the wall.
Good pressure by Boston. There were 3 against 2 in the corner, able to clear the zone easily and going for a line change.
Here is Tapani. Tapani brings it back in. Her chance got knocked down before it got through. Felt like we've said that a lot. Montreal's done a good job getting bodies in the way, preventing shots from getting all the way through for Davienne.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking about Corey Chevry. Sometimes will be managing to change the lines, but on the Boston side, it seems to have some line changes. Rattray's with Tapani and Maloney here.
Of course, this is one of the things, because Boston changes so much, they have a lot of different combinations that Chris Barr can go to in-game, right? If he feels like something is potentially not working.
He's trying to get a little spark here. It seems like
it's a bunch of players down. It sticks down in front of the benches. Still as we play on, though, with Abby Rock. He's out there with Stacy and Willoughby for the moment. Rock turns a shot that missed wide. Tabin comes down, tries to get a tip. Stacy there, had a rebound attempt, but in trying to get it to her backhand, it just ends up sliding underneath the goal line. Frankel lost her stick in the process as well.
We saw Alex Laval joining with Rock and Stacy. They had a great chance here for Montreal, that wraparound.
It is easy to see what Montreal was looking for when they elected to trade for Abby Rock this offseason. Here is Boulier for Willoughby. Anna Brandt helps force it out. Boston was going off for a change. She elects to just dump it to the corner.
And I like that
Turnover.
change. They were changing. A lot of the times, all 5 of them went to change. Now I like that Boston kept the presence and allowing Boston to stay in the offensive zone.
And a penalty's coming, or excuse me, the net knocked off. Keller keeps it in, uses the wall, Wynn plays it all the way around. Topsel gets it back for Keller, and now Wynn once again to the middle and Newhook. Here is Wynn, now Keller once more. Davienne got bumped, and again the shot did not get through.
Boston's really good at moving the puck from low to high, side to side, bring puck to the net. It's a simple play, but effective, and it allows them to keep everybody involved. That was a combination we've seen from Chris Barr this year with Newhook, Schopsel, and Mueller that has worked well. Oh, rebound chance for Willoughby after the save by Frankel on just a lob wedge right in front of her from Montreal. 7:50 remaining, and Downey Landry comes in. Pechova lost her footing. Downey Landry is bumped by Tapani. Good help defense by Tapani there. Giaquinto moves it over. Chance for the outside, knocked down on Deidre Rolomo's effort. Now D'Arcangelo. Great job in that front. Freeing the goalie, trying to get a tip. Montreal trying to push back here. Giaquinto, a blocker save by Frankel. Linkova in deep. Deidre Rolomo again, that was up high. Ends up missing the net altogether. Fourth we go. Laura Stacy coming in. Stacy missed high. Dubois skating hard, pushing that D back, allowing Stacy to take a shot. I would like to see pucks on net.
Flaherty now moves center. Her chance got through. A couple of hacks at it from Rock in front. And Frankel secures it with 6:32 remaining in the second period. Good offensive action from Montreal. Erin Frankel had to make a bunch of stops to keep her team down just 2. Rock chased from the draw, so it's Stacy who comes in. It's won by Boston. Miller couldn't quite knock it down.
Seems like Dubois will be playing on that first unit, and I think that's just the simplest thing of not creating too much chaos with the other trios.
Imagine Montreal will be as cautious as possible considering everything that happened at the Olympics and how important Marie-Philippe Poulin is as a player to this Victoire team.
She was able to contribute with that first goal.
Yes, she was. Great tip on the power play. Here's Boulier. That stays in. Boulier comes through, trying to center up a pass.
Abby Rock wanted that pass back door. She was waiting for that. Unfortunately, Boulier waited a little too long before.
Stacy was tied up with Shopsole behind the net. Boulier got it forward for Murphy. We'll poke at it.
Good forecheck by Montreal.
Here's Greg. A little poke here from Tapani. Came out of the zone offside. 5:15 remaining in the second period. Still 2-0 lead for Montreal. Tell us what you're looking at here.
Well, right now we're looking at Megan Keller, who's being the fifth player of the game, going from one side to the other, battling hard, and she's able to clear that puck. Megan Keller is good.
Yeah, I would say. She is on the ice as much as anyone in the league among skaters, except for one person, and that would be her defense mate, Haley Wynn.
I'd like to call them the dynamic duo. Does that work?
I don't know if we've settled on the nickname yet, so that could work.
It's official.
Oh, that duo is trying to find at least 2 here with their team trailing Montreal with 4:42 remaining in this second period. Kluga is trying to flip it for Sheppers coming right off the Boston bench, but it's Willoughby who forces it back in.
Again, a line change from Montreal, but great pressure from Alex Lavelle of, you know, not letting Boston settle in their defensive zone.
We had saw Willoughby up with Rock and Stacy at least a little bit after the injury to Poulin, but now it looks like Dubois in recent moments has been in that spot.
Yeah, Corey Chevry said that she really likes that line together with Lavelle, Youngbloom, and Willoughby, so it all makes sense.
D'Arcangelo from deep, missed wide. Really got it right back off the wall. Hartmetz around for Mueller. And a little flip to center. Gable's out front, but Debian with a strong play. It's the part of her game that probably doesn't get enough credit, right? Nice little play to get to the side to prevent a look from Gable.
And Renee loves to play the puck. She acts often as a third defender.
Here's a chance, missed wide from Shopsole. Looked like she just couldn't quite tee it up the way she wanted.
It happened so fast. It was a great pass by Newhook.
Shopsole got it over for Mueller. It's a little bit behind her. Mueller bumped down by Stacy. 3-on-1 for Montreal. Stacy across for Rock. Hesitates and scores!
That's a great pressure by Laura Stacy in the defensive zone. And great read. She's had a few opportunities. Good patience by Abby and Erin Frankel. Not able to do anything in 3-on-1.
The hesitation here is so crucial, right? Because not only does it get Wynn down, but it gets Frankel down, moving back the other way, and allows that net to be wide open.
After video review, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
Not to take anything away from how well Anne-Renee Debian has been playing, because she has been playing that well in PWHL action. but they are scoring. This is now another 3-goal effort from Montreal. All of their games out of the Olympic break, they've scored at least 3. They've scored 4 goals in each of the 3 games coming in. They've scored 3+ now in 6 straight games.
Yeah, that was before this game. It was 17 goals in the last 5 games with 12 different goal scorers. And, you know, we mentioned how much the depth scoring, and Corey Chevry said, we finally seems to have solved that problem. And now Montreal is up 3-0.
Obviously a huge hole for Boston to try to come out of, and Montreal with a nice insurance goal there to push it to 3. They played well here in this second period. First 5-on-5 goal of the game. And a feat in itself to get 3 past Frankel, period. I mean, if you look at Frankel between her play in the PWHL this year, the Olympics, and you throw in the 2 rivalry series games she'd played, coming in today, she had played 23 games and only allowed 25 goals across all 3 of those situations.
That's not many goals.
No, neither of these goalies have given up many. Can't find a better place if you like watching goaltending than these 2. And they will get together at least a couple of more times this year. Shot margin has started to expand here in the second period, though. I mean, in some ways, as much as, you know, your point is certainly taken, but it feels like Montreal's doing all those things you do when you get a lead by a couple of goals, and you just, you know, learning and knowing how to win.
Yeah. And coming back from the Olympics is the lessons that Montreal has done. A great move here by Jade.
And Megan Keller was back there. Again, first game in 12 days for Montreal. Boston's 3rd in 6. Vancouver Tuesday, Seattle Wednesday, and here on this Sunday after a trip home to Boston in the middle of it on Thursday. Rock nearly got it right back from Dubois. Abby Rock cycling once again. Spinning away from Mueller. Now Stacy. And Megan Keller gets a hit along the wall. From deep, Gosling has a couple of assists on the power play goals earlier. Kick save there by Frankel.
And we haven't mentioned, but Erin Ambrose is out of the lineup on long term, and I really thought Nicole Gosling has improved and stepped up her game while she was without Ambrose, because she was paired with Ambrose. Yep.
That does it for period number 2. The Montreal Victoire are 20 minutes away from taking over first place. A 3-0 lead for Montreal. You know, it's one of those things that when you talk to coaches all the time, they always say, we don't want excuses, we don't want excuses. And it's not even that, right? Chris Barr needs more out of his team, as he just said. But there's no doubt that the 3-6, and the first time you do that, and coming from the West Coast and all of it, is somewhat new.
It is, and he said also, like, the time change, the fact that you play your game, hop on a bus the next day, and
those were 2 late games out there.
Yes, and while we saw Boulier running into the referee here.
That's whistled down for a high stick. Boston does have 1 win this year when trailing after 2 periods, but maybe most notably, this is only the 3rd time all year they've trailed after 2 periods.
And you know, regardless of the end result, it's a good thing to learn, you know, when you're losing or when you're trailing 3-0. You know, there's a situation that if you're not being put during the season, might be harder maybe during playoffs.
Montreal has been perfect when they have held a lead after 2 periods. 10-0. Here is Scamora. Sends it in on Aaron Frankel. 3-0 lead for Montreal. It was a shutout the first 2 times these teams, first time I should say, these teams played 2-0. Down and low. There's the chance of the save by Frankel. Downey Landry's done a lot of nice offensive work today.
Yeah, I feel like she had a broken finger injury, and after she came back from it, she's been way more confident, and I think that Corey has given her also more ice time. And when you're playing with confidence, it shows that you're able to take risks. You're not only thinking, I can't do this, oh, I have to dump. Instead, you're making the right play, and you're taking some risk, and it has been paying off for Jade.
A homecoming for Downey Landry after her first couple of PWHL seasons in New York. There's Gable, which is down for Shopsel. Stick got caught on the boards a little bit. Ended up losing it completely.
Again, some line changes for the Boston Fleet, and also for Montreal.
What's the balance as a player between, the lines changing because you're trying to generate something, especially where Boston is right now, versus trying to stick and build a little bit of chemistry?
Yeah, it's tough because, as Chris Parks mentioned, there's not that many games in the season compared to his past experience. So he's trying a lot of things, but it could be hard for a player to always be finding new chemistry and not being able to adapt. Sometimes, as a player, I'd like to have a few games, and even if it's not going the right way, well, give us a little time for us to adapt and to get to know each other. But, there's different philosophy, and sometimes it could work. I mean,
it's hard to say he hasn't pushed almost all the right buttons this year. For the first-year head coach with this Boston team. They've been pretty much wire-to-wire first place. Montreal had a brief lead, but they are poised to take first all by themselves if they can get the full three today. Tapani comes through, and Peshava is pushed off. Good job by DiGirolamo forcing that out wide.
It's a good zone entry, but I wish Tapani would have seen Jill Saulnier. That was wide open in the neutral zone, but they were able to generate a little look.
Here's Newhook, who comes through. Newhook's chance. Ends up missing wide. Hartmetz now from deep. Save by Tabin. The rebound was there, but Abby Rock comes in and swipes it away before any Fleet sticks could get on it.
Good job by Hartmetz of putting that puck on net. It's not always the hardest shot that matters, but the fact that it was on net created a little bit of a scoring chance here.
It's whistled down for offside. Ready to watch two of the best in the world today. Aaron Frankel for the Boston Fleet and Renee Desbiens for the Montreal Victoire. Got a rematch of the gold medal game in goal, which Frankel got the best of Desbiens.
And if we look a little bit ahead in the trophy, I think that she is a very good contender for MVP, because if Anne Renee's not there, Montreal's not in the second place. And I remember Montreal was, at one point arrived at last place. That lasted only a couple hours, but now the fact that she's allowed less than 1.06 goals.
Maybe a little bit of a slower start this year than they had, but as we said, have wins in 9 of their last 10 games coming into play today, and 6 consecutive wins. If they were to win today and push their streak to 7, that would be the longest in the PWHL this season. Boston had 6 going into their game on Wednesday, and Ottawa had a 6-game streak earlier this year. Megan Keller knocks it down. There's Lauren Gable, comes back for Rattray. Rattray goes back for Keller, waits, then the follow-up, and they score! Gable finds an opening in front. And now they've waved it off. No goal is the call on the ice.
After video review, the call on the ice was overturned. You have a good goal.
Yeah, I think so. There was no... Keller never went in the crease.
Yep.
Gets a goal on the board. It's now a 3-1 game.
And you're totally right. Keller is completely outside of the crease, and Anne Renee pushed herself out, getting that game closer, 3-1.
So it's the first goal of the season, the 7th of the PWHL career for Lauren Gable. As we said, all 5 games since the Olympic break for her. Keller gets an assist along with Hartmetz. And it's a 3-1 game. So on the one hand, still plenty of time here for Boston. On the other hand, Montreal still has that 2-goal lead to work with as Boston gets on the board for the first time.
And it's good for confidence to be able to, you know, put a puck behind Anne Renee. And as you mentioned, they're going to be facing each other again 3 times in the next couple games. So it's going to be interesting to see at least that they have a goal under their belt.
Yeah, it only played the one time on opening night in Lowell. In fact, the next time these two teams will get together, it'll be at TD Garden in Boston on April 11th. The Fleet's first ever home game at the home of the Boston Bruins.
That would be fun.
Already been announced as a sellout. It's whistled down for a hand pass. Montreal trying to stay unbeaten in their home building. The centering pass comes free. Flaherty's chance missed wide. Rock open on the backside and hit the post with Frankel coming diving over. Ooh. Oh, big hit. Oh boy, Saulnier. And there's going to be some extracurriculars after this. Saulnier got hit really hard right in front of the Boston bench.
Luckily, she's able to get up, but
good news to start with.
She lost her breath, or
let's take a look at it. It's Flaherty who throws the hit.
After review and in consultation with CSR, the Montreal player has been assessed and major in a game misconduct for body checking.
So, what a chance for Boston. Down by 2. Scoring the most recent goal. Face-off win, though, to Montreal, and that's a good start. But Keller keeps it in. Mueller finds its way to Newhook. Newhook gives it back for Mueller. And now here's Megan Keller for Mueller once more. Works down low for Tabin, off the wall, but a good aggressive play by Abby Rock to make life difficult on the Fleet power play. Keller moves down for Mueller once again. Mueller walking in, down for Tabin, and she gives it right back. Now it's Keller, slides over for Wynn. Wynn back for Keller. One-timer is stopped by Tabin.
That's a great shot, and great job by Keller keeping that puck in the zone twice.
Boston still willing to be patient here. Mueller works it down for Tabin, and again gives it right back. Mueller for Megan Keller. Lost it off her stick, and it's cleared by Stacy.
Maybe a little fatigue. Keller will go to the bench. And
Boston changed 3 skaters. Montreal got all their killers off. Knocked down by Wynn, who's still out there along with Mueller. Alina Mueller for Hartmetz. Now Wynn goes off to the bench. Huber gives it back for Mueller. Hartmetz steers it over for Lauren Gable, just out. Her shot is gloved by Tabin.
Gable would have liked to see that puck go in to get her second goal, but that was a great chance. Boston has done a great job at moving the puck around. I'd like to see a bit more shots from Boston to be able to generate a little more, and maybe having that screen right in front of Anne Renee to make her job a little more complicated.
3:45 still remaining on the major penalty against Montreal. Hartmetz comes over for Rattray. And it's Hartmetz once again. Finds Gable, the goal scorer for Boston in a 3-1 game. Shopsel gives it back. Hartmetz from deep, another glove save by Tabin. Off win for Boston, but some pressure put on by Stacy. Kept in though by Abby Newhook. First power play group back out for the Fleet. 3:16 remaining on the major. Boston down by 2. Stacy whacks at it, clears.
And that's the second clear Montreal is able to get. He seems to be putting a lot of pressure up top. They know that they have really good defenser.
Oulier got to it, ahead for Greg. Good outlet here, Montreal. It's got a 2-on-1 back. Flip for Rock, Rock, it stops!
What a great breakout pass by Oulier. Instead of rushing and just icing that puck, she makes that decision of looking and creating that pass in the middle. While we see Greg and Abby Rock, great saucer pass. Unfortunately, Rock was not able to get that shot, and she's complaining a little bit of a hooking call. She would have liked to have a penalty here on Keller.
So face off deep at the Boston end now. 2:40 remaining, and Montreal's got it. Very good start for Montreal on this kill. Again, top penalty killing unit in the PWHL. Clear once again.
Really aggressive on that forecheck.
By 2 rather than 1, you can probably afford to do that a little bit more. Here's Rattray. Here's Hartmetz. Plays it over for Gable. Walks in. Her chance. Looking for a tip, but Davienne finds it.
Again, some physicality, some roughness.
Face-off win for Boston. Their top group out. Newhook comes down for Mueller. Tried to center up. Davienne got a piece of it. It's still loose on the side of the net. Now finally secured. And here we go.
Well, is this what we're going to see every face-off or every whistle? Let's see again. I think Mueller kind of missed her pass, and Boston players went at it, and Stacy kind of in the face of Tabin.
We have offsetting coincidentals on the play. Number 61 Montreal, number 77 Boston, both 2 minutes each for roughing.
He's pulling Frankel. He's gonna go into 6.
Wow, so he pulled the goaltender.
We've got some action.
1:49 to go on the power play time. 9:14 to go in the third, and Chris Spar has pulled his goaltender. So Boston, what a chance this is. Can they take advantage of it? Mueller knocks it down, lost her glove in the process. Comes over to win, fires a chance, knocked down, almost right in front for a chance for Maloney, but it was played with a high stick. So the face-off now has to come outside.
Wow, I really like this. This is not something we see often in women's hockey. You can see the replay,
right there,
that was
yep.
a tip.
It's Abby Newhook. So now Frankel's going to have to go back into the net with the face-off coming in the neutral zone.
But did Anne Renee touch that puck? Because if you do a high stick and the goalie touched the puck, does it?
I'm not sure if she did. Looked like it got knocked down right in front of her.
Because some of the players seem to be complaining a little bit more, so I wonder if that's what they missed. Regardless.
Frankel staying in net for now. Mueller tries to center up. Here is Newhook. 1:22 to go on the power play time. Win on a one-timer, knocked down before it could get through, and Montreal clears.
That's Mahoney that blocked that shot.
Looked like it was just that one early sequence, then that did it for the pulled goalie experiment. 1:05 remaining on the power play. Here's Wynn. Flips it down for Schopsel. And it is cleared. An excellent kill off the major penalty by Montreal so far. And a big hit by Greg. As she and Wynn were going back for the puck. 4 shots on goal so far for Boston on this power play.
Wynn seems to be a little unwell after that hit. Hopefully for Boston, she's going to be okay as she's using a lot of minutes on the backhand.
Here's Hartmetz. Uses the wall for Rattray. 23 seconds to go on this major penalty. All the way around and stopped by Gable. Lauren Gable over for Rattray. Rock goes to a knee. Tried to get it through to somebody. Was kicked by Boulier. Hartmetz now again. From deep. Saved by Davienne. Rebound came free. Gable finds it. Gable wrapping around, tries to center up. It's loose in the high slot for Huber. Gives it back. Hartmetz tries, and it missed wide. And out of the box comes Dubois. Montreal kills the major penalty and retains its 3-1 lead. And a well-deserved standing ovation from the capacity crowd at Place Bell. It was a shame that we didn't get to see more of Boston pulling Aaron Frankel there. We only really got to see one shot out of it with the face-off coming outside, and then Frankel had to go back in.
I really like that decision, though, by the Boston coach.
I mean, as much as anything, it's almost like trying to get a jolt in your team, knowing you need to come back.
Yeah, and it's also putting yourself in different position. I mean, today, yes, it is a 3-1 game, but it could happen where it's going to be a closer game in the final, in the playoff, where you're trying to get that 6-player offense on floor.
Keshava from deep ends up missing wide. Bregman sends it around. So after all of that, the other thing that happens is a ton of time comes off the clock. So we're down to just 6:26 remaining in the third period. Montreal trying to take over first place. That hit one of the officials up high.
In the face.
Boy. Big hit from Keller against Willoughby.
We see that physicality continues. Just sets up for the next game.
It's going to be fun down the stretch between these teams. You kind of have, when you look at the standings, you kind of have the 3 teams with Boston up 2 on Montreal, up on Minnesota. Then there's a little bit more of a gap until you get to 4, 5, and 6. Not by any means, but when 3 points from a win, you can move up very quickly. Here's a chance. Snapped that by Dubois. Ends up missing wide. Shots have been in favor of Boston in this period, much of it because of the major. That feels like the play that hasn't been there today. Talk more about that in a second. First, Bregman from deep, and it's blocked by Gosling. Whether it's a number rush or Boston trying to get that cross slot pass, and Montreal's done a great job taking that away.
Taking away and also applying back pressure. Again, here was a great back check from Laura. Stacy was able to pickpocket that puck and gaining possession of the puck.
Shepers plays it in.
Again, good pressure from Haley Wynn on the board. You see she's a little cheating even on that winger to apply that pressure.
Here's Wynn, steers it over for Keller. Keller shoots, it's blocked. Keller gets it right back here. Here's Rattray. Rattray shoots, missed wide. Another big hit by Greg that time against Wynn, and it's cleared.
2 big hits. Tabin went and hit Keller on the other side.
Boston had the 5-minute major, now maybe up to 4 minutes of empty net time. Can they find 2?
Again, Mueller, great win.
Here is Haley Wynn, back for Keller. One-timer, good glove save, Davienne. Through traffic.
That was great. She saw it all along. There was traffic nearby. Good glove save.
3:50 remaining in the third. And Renee Davienne against Megan Keller. This time she sees it. 3-1 Montreal. So again, remember the net empty for Boston with Montreal up 3-1. 3:45 remaining in this third period as Boston tries to come back. Otherwise, Montreal will take over first place in the PWHL standings. Davienne leads it back there. It's Rattray who plays it around for Boston. And Megan Keller, who's got it on the wall. Rattray for Keller again. Has Wynn. Passed on the one-timer. Shoots with the rebound there. Tapany turns his shot, and it's fought off by Davienne. Mueller once again, far side. 3:13 to go. The net empty for Boston. Here is Keller. Slaps it back. Mueller comes through. It did not get through. Tapany got a piece of it, but it ends up in behind. Here's a chance for Wynn once more. For Mueller. That's deflected up and out of play. Mueller comes back for Wynn. 2:49 to go in the game. Boston down by 2, and Wynn fires, didn't get through. Mueller's got it, has Tapany. Oh, it rolled off Maloney's stick and behind the net.
It's a great chance for Boston here.
Maybe their best in a while. Keller winds up and scores! Megan Keller beats Davienne again.
Megan Keller and the one-timer, a side-to-side.
So Megan Keller with her 6th goal of the year for the Boston Fleet, who are now within 1. Well, we knew 1 was at least coming because Boston only plays 1-goal games, as we know. So now it's a 1-goal game once again. Can they find 1 more? When does Frankel come? Is it right away? Gable on it now, try to get it across. It was broken up well, and Montreal pushes it back in.
It's good neutral zone forward check by Montreal, as they did practice that strategy during this break that they had. 12 days.
Mueller, Tabin, Gable out there for Boston. It was broken up again, but Gable has it now. Frankel staying put for the moment. 1:55 to go. Now we'll come to the bench if it comes in, but it's Gosling who's on it for Montreal. Knocked out to center where Wynn is right there. Net empty for Boston. Thrown right back for Gosling. Here is Stacy on a backhand. Good coverage from the Fleet. 1:40 to go though. A lot of time coming off. Good work here by Montreal. Abby Rock, who has points on all 3 of Montreal's goals today. Couldn't connect with Newhook. Tabin back to get it. Still have not been able to get set up after scoring the goal to get within 1. Can they find a way to do it? Tabin tried to get it forward. Tabin right there again. Here's Wynn who knocks it down. Boston has to tag up. Newhook was in. Wynn now brings it in the zone. 1:10 remaining in the 3rd period. Here's Wynn along the wall. Over for Keller. Up top for Alina Mueller. Now it's Wynn with 1 minute to go in the 3rd. Mueller winds up and missed wide. Was looking for a tip. Maloney comes to it for Boston now. Circling and shooting. It's blocked. It got caught in Tabin's equipment. Rock is down on the ice. Tabin got a piece. To the empty net. It misses wide. And icing. Face-off win for Boston. Here's Wynn. Walks the line. Megan Keller just scored moments ago. Keller back for Wynn. 35 seconds to go. Wynn fires. It's knocked down. Oh, it was there on the side of the net for Newhook momentarily, but it ends up behind. Stacy comes to get it and whacks it all the way down. Rock's going to try to win the race, but it's icing as Wynn gets there first. Face-off win for Boston. Here's Newhook along the wall for Mueller. Sets up Tabin, scores! Boston finds 2 extra attacker goals! Tied at 3 with under 15 seconds to go in the 3rd.
All of this starts from winning the face-offs. And with one pass, Alina Mueller is a great playmaker.
Tabin gets the goal to tie this game. 6th of the year for Tabin. 11 seconds remaining. And Boston, again, the thing that Chris Barr said, who knows what's going to happen in the last moments of this game. Here's a chance late. Scamora, that'll do it for regulation. Boston stuns this crowd in Laval. So here we go, 3-on-3 overtime. Tabin at one end, Frankel at the other. Boston and Montreal. It's Gosling who starts and finds Stacy. Stacy's got a little bit of space. Stacy's in. Stacy stopped by Frankel. She just won that race down the wall.
Not an easy save. Frankel hasn't been that busy in that 3rd period, and it's hard for a goalie to stay warm and stay in that zone.
Tabin back for Peshova. Again, remember, no Marie-Philippe Poulin left with an injury in the 1st for Montreal. Here's Tabin, comes in. Tabin is stopped by Tabin. And then a hit behind. Tabin will reset for the Victoire.
And no Flaherty as well, who's been...
That's right. No Flaherty, who was called for a major and a game misconduct for her hit on Saulnier, who we have not seen return for Boston. D'Arcangelo will come all the way around. Leaves it for Downey Landry, and a blocker save by Frankel. Here comes Mueller, who assisted on both goals late. Mueller tried to make a move, could not get around Boulier. Megan Keller, though, gives it for Huber with space. Huber scores! Ella Huber! Boston steals one at Place Bell!